This is an email from Mark. All these questions were emailed to us. questions@askjoedimatteo.com. That is how you can get your question in here. So this one's from Mark. He said, my wife and mother-in-law told me that I should take vitamin B complex. The problem is that when I do take vitamin B, my sleep is not so restful. My sleep is not deep, and I wake up far too easily. I also can't take more than 1 capsule of daily essentials a day due to that sleeping issue. So my question, is this normal? My wife and mother-in-law both have sleeping issues, and I wonder if the B complex may be playing a part in their issue relating to sleep as well. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, so first of all, the Daily Essentials link to vitamin B complex. The Daily Essentials has a lot of B vitamins. Essentially, to use the same word, but you do not need to take a B complex if you're taking Daily Essentials. That's the one thing that we can say. If you're taking Daily Essentials, am I getting enough D? Am I getting enough C? All those things, we would say no if you want therapeutic amounts of those nutrients anyway.
Right.
Not just covering bases, except for the Bs. So that would be number one. If he was doubling up the B complex in Daily Essentials, potentially. But overall, we know that in general, this can be the case. Vitamin B, the family of them, which is what they mean by B complex, as well as Daily Essentials. The Bs are involved in energy production.
Sure.
Both in the sense of they're coenzymes or vitamins that are converting fats and protein into energy. But they're also involved, especially B6, in neurotransmitter production. If I had to pick which one of those is more likely to be causing this, it would be the neurotransmitter end, that potentially these can be a little stimulating. Now, with all that said, to me, the key thing is still the timing of this.
Okay.
If he is saying that he's taking 1 daily essential in the morning and can't sleep, then I'm like, wow, I don't know about that.
That doesn't make sense.
No, especially because B12 your body does store in the liver. But as a general rule, the B vitamins, you are going to pass. Your body's kind of going to use what it can and pass. So if you're talking that length of time that is still, you're producing neurotransmitters at a certain rate, those kind of things, that seems a little tough to me. So if you're taking it at dinner or you're taking it late afternoon or, of course, at bedtime, does this make sense to me? Yes. If you're taking these in the morning and then saying that that's causing me not to sleep, that would be unusual, is the way I would describe it. So to me, it's about the amount certainly plays a role, but it's way more about the timing of it and when is he taking either one, the Daily Essentials and it's because the Bs can be stimulating, not in a caffeine way or
right.
A stimulant drug way, but just in the general sense of, especially maybe if you're deficient in them, diet, etc. The neurotransmitter production and then again the conversion of quote fats and proteins into energy and their role there.
Okay, so you said the Daily Essentials has enough vitamin B that even if you're looking for a therapeutic dose, there's no reason to take additional vitamin B.
Yes.
The B6 that we sell on its own is if you don't want to take something like the Daily Essentials, but you need some B, that's there.
Yes.
So if he's taking Daily Essentials, stop taking the extra vitamin B.
Yes. And the only caveats would be if you're looking for that, you've read a study or whatever, you're looking for a mega dose of B6. Okay. You're
right.
looking for, you're deficient in B12. You're testing low. Our 500 mics, per 4, I believe, is not going to move the needle for you if your B12 is low. So I maybe would, not
slight caveats.
Yeah, slight caveats, but in general, you're not looking for anything out of the norm or unusual, or you're not diagnosed with anything deficiency. Yes, you do not need to take coenzyme B, be doubling up.
Okay, so that's part number 1. Part number 2 was if he's taking it at night, stop that, take it in the morning, and see if that changes things.
Yeah, not even late afternoons I can buy, evenings definitely can buy. The morning, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think even what I can kind of see with what Joey's saying is the stimulatory nature of a multivitamin or a B complex. It's probably a little overstated.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like I would say it would be very unlikely that any of this, even taken late in the day,
even
is
having
what's causing this overstimulation.
Abnormal reaction. Because
Right.
sometimes that happens. People have weird biochemistry
Yeah.
But you're saying
I
even
would
taking that into
disagree.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not to, and I maybe I kind of hesitate to say that because it certainly sounds as if I'm minimizing what, his story. But I think this is just another question, another example where we just want to try to maybe, if he was here with us, we would all try to back up a step. We would ask 100 more questions. We dig a little deeper into different nuances of what he's saying.
Yeah, and a lot of times there are people. I mean, if you're out searching for vitamins and you want to take vitamins, you may be having issues. You may already be depressed, but that's why you went and sought out B vitamins. You may already, I don't have a lack of energy, so you go out and seek out B vitamins. So some of that comes into play here too. Is the chicken or the egg thing? Maybe he already had some sleeping issues, but he doesn't really notice them. But when I take this vitamin, there's a lot of psychological things that can come into play about who's taking these vitamins and why. That can that can come into play, I think too.
Yeah, and there's a small scale paper that showed that some of the subjects were that they experienced a little more insomnia, I believed.
Okay.
With a melatonin product combined with different B vitamins. And I want to go back and look at this a little more closely. But then there are other studies and there are other products that have certain B vitamins in their sleep products that are supposedly helping somebody reduce these symptoms of insomnia, including ours. So this is a tough one. It's not to totally discount what he's experiencing. And then there's even another little spin I want to put on this answer. So let's just say we didn't know that he was taking our daily essentials, our B vitamin. This was somebody who came in off the street and said, I just started taking this multivitamin. I got it at the local vitamin shop. And all of a sudden I can't sleep and I'm having these issues. Like, do you think there's any relation there? My head sort of jumps to, just given the nature of the supplement industry, is potential contamination. It's a multivitamin.
Purposeful too.
Yeah, it's a multivitamin. It's a B vitamin. You're advertising energy production. So who's to say 50 milligrams, 25 milligrams of caffeine or something isn't in there as a intentional form of contamination.
Wow.
So it would be very unlikely that our specific product would be contaminated.
Right, we test for that.
It's not impossible. You know what I mean? There's recalls and things that happen all the time. But given the laundry list of our products, the complete catalog of our products, they're all third-party tested. The labs are under, certified good manufacturing processes, CGMP, and in this case, that would be a question that I would ask him and just say, hey, where did you get this? What's this product?
Yeah.
There's a chance of contamination. Is it likely? I don't know. Maybe it's worth considering and just worth thinking about if we flip this around and one of his friends asks him that question and he can at least say, hey, where did you get this? Did you get this from China? Like from some websites you saw? You know what I mean? So
yeah, like Dante said, though, especially with that link to energy.
Yes.
The B's in energy, because people will ask that too, or a lot of times it's just straight B12. Well, I hear B12. I see your B12. I'm going to take that. I've been fatigued. I'm going to start taking your B12 because that gives you energy. It really only gives you energy if you're truly deficient. And it could be really because it's not B12 itself. It's linked to, I don't want to go into this too deep, but it's linked to anemia and your body's ability to carry oxygen. That's really, when that's the link of B12 to that. So if you're not deficient and you're not anemic, just taking B12 and thinking that's going to give you an energy boost is unfortunately flawed. The whole family of them I can buy a little more, again, because of the link to neurotransmitters and energy production and conversion, etc. So that I can buy, but B12 you've got to be deficient, unfortunately, and then you're going from a negative baseline to a normal baseline. You're not going to a high energy state.
Okay, so and then for the ladies, because he was asking about his wife and his mother-in-law, based on what you guys said, I'm assuming that the answer is no. That's probably not the case. That if they're having trouble sleeping, it's probably something from a laundry list of other things, whether it's hormones or it's exercise or lack thereof, or it's stress or anxiety or whatever.
For sure.
It could be a number of other things, but it's probably not from the multivitamin or the Bs.
If I had to bet, I would say it's unlikely, but and worth a multitude of follow-up questions.
Definitely.
And then, and then even the last thing, there was one part of his question that jumped out, and it was the part that was, my sleep isn't as deep. I find myself waking up. That to me screams take the stop bang questionnaire, the validated questionnaire for sleep apnea.
Yep.
It's 4 questions, plus it just takes into account your BMI, age, gender, neck circumference, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Answer the questions. It just asks if you have excessive daytime sleepiness, snoring, all those sorts of things. Males are at a little bit of an increased risk for sleep apnea. It's so common that it's not going to hurt him to do the screening questionnaire. If he notices anything from it, it at least puts him one step closer to bringing it up to his doctor or whatever.
Cool.